Welcome back to another video from Duane and Nadia's Kitchen. As many of you know, I'm Duane, and tonight I'm making a nice, quick, easy recipe I'd like to share with you guys. And I've got my eggs and my pie crust, and yep, those are the very basis that you need to make yourself a nice quiche. So quiche is great, first off, because it's simple, it's fast. You just gotta, follow a few steps, a few guidelines, and you can make yourself a great quiche every time. And the nice thing about quiche is you can make it with all the different things you have in your kitchen already. Whatever you really want that isn't gonna be too liquidy and really change the consistency. Like, for example, we've got some onion, we've got broccoli, I've got a little bit of some ham steak over here and some cheese. That's my quiche. So I'm gonna mix that in. I'm using half a dozen eggs. I'm using 3/4 cup of milk, some seasonings, and my secret ingredient is the double acting baking powder, which I like to add into all of my eggs, especially like omelets and things like that. It gives it a really nice rise. It gives it nice, light, airy, introduces a lot of air. And also broccoli actually captures a lot of air pockets inside of the mixture as well, also helping it rise. You're gonna see it's gonna go from flat to a nice dome shape when it's done. It'll settle back down, but it'll still be nice and light and airy, and it makes for a great quiche. So let me start putting some items together here, get everything kind of set up. I'm gonna do my dice. I'm gonna chop up my broccoli, dice up my onions and my ham, and I'll show you the process where I blend the eggs together. And I'll show you something about how I like to chop up broccoli, because there's really an easy way to do it, and it's pretty much the easiest way that I know of, and I'd like to share it. So I'll be back. Give me a minute or two, and I will show you what's up. See you soon. Everyone, you watch me zip through some stuff here. The broccoli. So when you cut broccoli, the best way to cut broccoli is to tip it upside down and form a pyramid. And this is the crowns, of course. And you end up with a core that is really, especially for a quiche, we don't need, we discard. And you get nice small floret pieces pretty consistently. Now you could actually take these pieces and continue to do that diagonal cut towards the center and keep working them down to smaller and smaller pieces. And I'm going to do that here because in the quiche you don't want any big chunks, but we're also not trying to really dice it up. So I'm just going to keep cutting these down to nice little size chunks that I'm going to add to the quiche. So I took the eggs, and you saw me break up some eggs. I'm going to take those eggs and really put a lot of effort into just blending them together. I mean, you really want to get them so that they become like a really nice, light, airy, like, you really want to get them taken care of. Incorporate as much air as you can into them. Use this baking powder to actually help along with that, because the more air you get in there, the lighter your quiche is going to be in the end. And a nice light quiche is always nice. Let me get rid of those shells. And I could do a little bit more cut in here. Not much. I may not use all of this. It's a lot of broccoli to go in. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put this into a bowl. I'm going to put about 2/3 of it, maybe a little more. Yeah, that's good. I'll leave that out. Going to take my diced ham and onion, include that also into the bowl. And I'm using a mild cheddar. You can use different cheeses. You can even use a mozzarella if you like. You can use a more sharp cheddar. It's really your preference. I like cheddar, but not to be too. I prefer the mild cheddar than the sharp cheddar. But I do like how the cheddar tastes when you eat the quiche cold. It actually has a nice texture still. So as opposed to eating like a mozzarella, which kind of becomes really hard when it's really cold. So I am just going to dig into this. I put these 3 ingredients into this little bowl because I want to blend them up nicely before I get them into the pie crust. So speaking of the pie crust, I used a frozen pie crust that I let thaw out completely. It was just some Stop and Shop brand. It doesn't really matter what you use. You can make your own pie crust. You can use one that you roll out and put into your own pie pan. This is just a very simple Stop and Shop deep dish pie crust. And I'm going to take this mixture that I've got now, and I've got onion, my diced ham, and the broccoli. And let me bring this back a little so you can see it better. And I am going to fill the pie crust with the blended ingredients here. You don't want to fill it too much because when you add your egg mixture, you want your egg mixture to really cover all of these ingredients. And so if it's too high up, obviously you're going to have a lot of them sticking through. Now there will be some poking through, and that's actually okay. They will brown up a little bit. They will give almost a crispy texture to the surface of the quiche. And I kind of like that texture, but they'll still stay tender. It won't come hard and dry because you have a lot of moisture coming from the egg mixture. But there you go. So I'll shake that up a bit. As you can see, I've pretty much filled it right to the top. But there's still enough airspace in there for my egg mixture. Excuse me. I am going to start beating this, and I'm going to do it real fast on warp speed. I'm going to add in my parsley, salt, pepper, garlic, and I've got 6 eggs here. I'm going to add in a good 2 teaspoons or more. I want to say, yeah, about 2 teaspoons of this baking powder. And the 3/4 of a cup of milk. I'm going to add that now. And you really need to blend this well. If you don't blend the baking powder thoroughly enough, it creates dry spots inside of your mixture. And you don't want that at all. Those dry spots have no flavor. And you can actually taste them inside of your quiche when it happens. I only know because years ago I made exactly that mistake. So let me mix this up really well. I'm going to add in these other couple ingredients like we said. I'm probably going to add about a teaspoon or 2 of salt, half a teaspoon garlic, half a teaspoon pepper. Do it to taste, and then I'll show you what's up. We'll pour it in here and we'll get this in the oven. Alright, so you watched me mix it really quick, and I want to show you one last thing before I add this in. Okay, so I want you to look into this, and you can see that it's nice and frothy, that there's lots of bubbles, so we know we've got a lot of air incorporated into this mixture. And I am going to slowly, actually let me put this on a pan. I'm going to use a sheet pan. I recommend when you put it in the oven that you do use a sheet pan. And I'm going to slowly pour this all around and give it a chance to seep in between all of the ingredients inside of my quiche here. And it's still coming up. Make sure I kind of wet everything as I go too. I really like to hit the tops of the broccoli and get some egg mixed into that. But as you can see, which I'll bring you in a little closer in a sec here, that's just about it. I might get a little touch more. You don't want it over the top, obviously. You don't want it dripping out at any stretch, but as you can see, it's really full. I really filled that nice, and we still see all of these ingredients still sitting on top. That's quite okay. Make sure things, I'll push them down a touch. That looks great. All right, so I'm gonna put this in the oven. I preheated my oven to 375. This is gonna go in for about 40 to 45 minutes. It's gonna vary a little bit depending on, because I used a lot of eggs. Some people do this with 5 eggs and whatnot. I did use 6. So I stick a toothpick in it, see that it comes out dry. When that toothpick comes out dry, she's done. And she'll be, like I said, she should have a nice dome at that time. Things should be really melted in and mixed in and blended well together. But what I'll do is halfway through, in about 20 minutes, I'll give a shot for you guys. We'll take a look and see how far she's come. So let me put it in right now and I'll see you in about 20 minutes, or 2 seconds for you. All right, so it's been 20 minutes. Let's take a peek. Let me turn that light off so we can just see from out here. She's looking nice. She's starting to rise just a little. Got this going for another 20, and she should rise quite a bit, and we will check back in then. All right, it is coming out of the oven for a little test. Let's see, she has swollen up beautifully. It is not clean. So I am going to let this go for another 5 minutes. So that was the 40-minute check. And we'll give it 5 more minutes and let's see how she looks. Well, opening it up. Oh yeah, that looks quite nice. She's got very little jiggle. Very clean. She's coming out. And I'll give you that nice early look. Look at that. Ah, oh, that is so nice. All right. It did. It cooked really well. Jump right up. Let's take a little peek here. Look at that. All right. That makes me very pleased that she, oh yeah, see how much she swelled up like I was showing you. I was saying she would. And she's holding together really nice. I see lots of cheese on top. I see a lot of the broccoli and other stuff. You see little bits of ham that got crisped up. So this is going to be a keeper. Actually, I'm not going to eat her while she's hot. I'm going to eat it in the morning. So let me get in on here. But yeah, so I'll be back in the morning. This is going to cool. This is going to settle back down. It's going to be flat again. But I want to show you me cutting it into it, and it should still be nice and light and creamy. And Nydia's going to taste it with me, whether she knows it or not. So I will see you guys in the morning, and we'll work on that. So see you soon. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm back. She set up. She did. She went right back down as expected. I'm going to do a little slice right into her. Cut nice and easy, which is a good sign. Keep slicing right through, looking really good. Feels good, and nice slice, nice through. Let's see if I can get this out. I'm only going to use my fork to try to remove it. And there, whoops, oh, there it is, almost dropped it. But yeah, I see nice, all the filling is still going right through very well. It always kind of floats up a little bit, and that's what it's done. So let's see how nice and tender, soft, creamy. And there's the cheese, a little resistance on the top, but let's see, there you go. There's your nice close-up. And you can try it out. Excellent. It came out really good, hon. So it tastes very good, yes. So me personally, I'm going to ruin it with ketchup, but I always eat my eggs with ketchup. So.
I do too, except when it's sunny side up, it doesn't need it.
Yeah, but even as a quiche.
Although I was surprised at those fries with no ketchup.
Yeah, we did have good fries. That was Crazy Crab. And they had Cajun fries that you could eat them just the way they were. They didn't need a thing. So, and we did. And and that's a different video. So anyways, yeah, this is a nice, easy, do-it-yourself quiche. It's one of those things you can do it. You make it so fast that you could come home and not have any dinner plans and still get this thing put together, providing you have enough eggs and that pie crust. If you've got a pie crust ready to go, this is really fast and easy. Thank you for watching, checking in. It's Duane and Nadia. Food Travel Fun. And remember, like, tell your friends, subscribe, and please try it out. Leave some comments below. Let us know if somebody out there makes it. Let me know what we make. Let me know what you like to put in it, because it's anything goes. It really, just about anything goes. Whatever you like, whatever you have around, you can pretty much get away with it in a quiche. So I'd love to hear what you guys are doing. Thanks. Till next time. See ya.